rated 18 million, but you only got 30,000?
Yeah.
How is that possible? That sounds extremely predatory.
Trust me, is not something that I wouldn't say I'm not proud of the moment, because I had no control of it. I think what happens, what I learned is that being on the cusp of the digital download era and the LP era, there was a clause in my contract that gave the right for a 20% distribution fee to be taxed on by the label. However, at that time, going into digital download, there was a confusion as to whether or not a digital copy of a record would be considered a part of distribution, because all it takes is the enter button to push the enter button, and you send a record off to millions of people. And we went through a litigation. Not only did we go through litigation, but we went through we did a forensic audit with the label to just figure out where the money was spent. Because once again, 18 million generated, labels saying they spent this amount of money, and then after that money is spent, whatever's left over, we split 50-50. And that's the problem. When it got to what was left over, there were so many expenses attached to it that that I think myself and my business partners collectively, for the first check, walked away with I walked away with like 30 grand on my first check. And it was disheartening, because and any artists out there can relate to this, when you get your first one in the game and you get out, that first record is years of a movement. That's not, yo, let me just go in the studio and make this record. That's the blood, sweat, and tears. That's the, being on the grind 24/7, not sleeping, getting in a caravan, driving around the country, promoting and pushing music. And when you get robbed, or in my mind, when I felt like I got robbed for the money that I deserved, it made me feel like it didn't make sense to do music, because I could have went to McDonald's and worked for $30,000 for all the work that I put in. So yeah, I mean, still to this day, it's more or less a question mark. I do understand how they process things, but that's just the record labels. They're predatory. That's what they do. They want you to be able to fight them in court. They want you to go to litigation. A litigating attorney at bare minimum for a good one is $650 an hour. And we went through 7-year litigation. So I'll let y'all do the math. It's a lot of money to fight, you know?
Drake has accused his label of manipulating streams, sabotaging his career in order to, maybe downplay his value in order to where he signs into the lesser value. Do labels play like that?
I think labels are capable of doing anything.